Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Efemena Ibukumi Olawo, and I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to introduce a truly inspiring short film I produced for you all to view. In this captivating story titled Marital Discord, Can Jezebel Learn to Submit?, we anchor our narrative in two key Bible verses, Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22 and 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7, which guide wives' submission and husbands' respect respectively. The short film explores the balance between these roles within marriage and poses a complex question: can Jezebel learn to submit? Join us as we journey through this exploration of marital dynamics. Enjoy the film, and may God bless you.
Whew, I am tired. Vacation is tomorrow. Oh my goodness, it is 11 o'clock. Hey, you ready for our trip tomorrow?
Why isn't it moving?
What happened to your eye?
Oh, I can't open. What is
Hello,
this?
what happened to your eye?
This wasn't supposed to happen. Oh my.
You do know we're traveling tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do?
What? Did you get Botox? Again?
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
That's it, we're going to therapy.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Blake. How are you guys doing? How was your Thanksgiving?
Blake. It's Balake. Balake.
My apologies, Miss Balaki. I'll make sure to make note of that. What has you guys so down today?
Just deep in thought.
About what?
Nothing. I'm all right. I don't really want to get into it. Besides, Jezebel will probably interrupt me.
First of all, I've never interrupted anybody, so get your facts straight. But since you don't want to talk about it, I'll get us started. For the past 3 months, Ahab has been on some kind of man period. On and off, hot and cold, happy and sad. He's just not himself.
Well,
I ask him all the time what his problem is, and he doesn't want to talk about it. He says it's me, which clearly isn't true. Why would anyone not be happy with me? It just doesn't add up.
Now, I would like to hear a little bit of Ahab's side, where what is bothering him and some of his issues.
Well, I entered an agreement with my wife during one of our quarrels where I agreed to continue paying for her hair allowance and makeup every week. I only agreed to the allowance because I wanted the argument to end. But once it was over, I refused to give her the money, and she just became a nightmare to me.
And Mr. Balake, why did you decide to break the promise of paying the allowance?
Seems like an open and shut case, doesn't it? You made a promise and didn't follow through on it. What are you, a politician?
I told her that I would only pay for her allowance if she stopped going to Delilah's hair salon. Do you know what happened the last time she went to that godforsaken salon? I'll tell you.
Great! Now you've got him going. Telling out personal business. Snitch!
You know, there are some things that I don't want to discuss, but you keep pushing me, and now we're in therapy because of your antics. I guarantee if we were engaging in the same activities and with you and your friends, you'd have my head on a spit over it.
Now, Mr. Balake, there is no reason for name-calling.
If you knew this walking tornado of a woman, you'd be calling her much worse. Do you have any idea what her good friend Delilah did to Samson? It would happen to any one of us if we're not careful.
Oh, please. The man couldn't handle one haircut? Grow up.
Why isn't anything I do good enough for you? You made me pay $300 for this therapy session for an argument over $30, and now you won't let me speak to the therapist.
Now, Mr. and Mrs. Balake, this is supposed to be a safe space where both of you can speak freely.
The last time Jezebel visited her good friend Delilah for a beauty treatment, it had terrible side effects. And they tried to erase the wrinkles, and she ended up not being able to open up her right eye. The injection had her face all twisted up like a Picasso painting. Her stylist turned quack backdoor doctor and suggested a alternative to Botox called Dysport, and it cost $3,000 out of my pocket and turned my wife into a cyclops. Jezebel claimed that it was a cheaper alternative, But you get what you pay for. So, the good doctor, Delilah Jaquella, gave her 4 shots in the forehead. 3 days later, we're ready to board a flight to New York to spend Thanksgiving with my family, and she couldn't open up her eye all the way. So we have to cancel the flight, cancel the trip, and then I didn't get to spend Thanksgiving with my mama.
Cry about it some more, mama's boy.
Now, Mr. and Mrs. Balake, we're supposed to be exploring your issues, and there's no need for needless name-calling.
Don't look at me. He's the one still walking around with an umbilical cord. He's upset we couldn't spend the holiday with his mama. Boo-hoo, cry me a river.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. And it'll be a long time before you spend another holiday in New York if I don't get my beauty allowance.
I told you I would pay for your allowance if you found another salon.
I love Delilah's hairstyles. They make me more beautiful than other women.
No, they make you deformed with one working eye.
Don't play these stupid games with me, or I'll invite Delilah to the house to give you a good trim of your own.
Yeah, and I'll take your hair cutting scissors and break them in half.
The way you break promises?
Now, Jezebel, please.
It isn't funny. I am feeling real emotions about the hair allowance you refuse to give me. I didn't want to come here today.
You drive me crazy!
You drive me crazy.
Now, Mr. and Mrs. Balake, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you guys pray together?
That's what we do best. We prey on people together.
Like a pair of bloodthirsty lions.
No, I meant pray, P-R-A-Y.
My apologies, Mrs. Deborah. I'll make note of that next time.
Now, Jezebel, the Bible does say that wives are supposed to submit to their husbands as unto the Lord. And Ahab, the Bible also says that husbands should dwell with their wives in understanding so that their prayers aren't hindered. I feel like what would be best for the both of you is if you guys go on a couple's vacation and do a few date nights without the interference of friends. Next, there's a book called Love Dare. Practice what it recommends for you. Lastly, I would like to invite you to a prayer meeting called Soldiers in Prayer Global. It is an online platform where God is felt, known, and experienced.
I think I'd like to give it a try. And I think Jezebel would too.
A vacation without interference sounds like a good idea. I would love to give it a try.
The most important thing is that we need you guys to be good friends to each other and to yourselves.
Jezebel, sometimes it's hard for me to open up. And I won't, I can't. It's hard to express how I'm feeling when I'm having a hard time. And, I grew up in a different environment and, it's hard to connect with you sometimes when you're angry or being sassy at me. And
I understand, Ahab.
I think out of our arguments, I think of what I shouldn't think and what I shouldn't say. And I get caught up in all of the nonsense and it just stresses me out. It stresses me out.
I'm so sorry, baby. I don't mean to stress you out.
I feel weak when I tell you I'm hurt. And I don't want to be weak.
You're not weak. I don't see you that way. And I just read a quote from Fierce Marriage that says, "The true strength of a husband is how gently he loves his wife."
You think I'm stupid by telling you this, but as we've been struggling the last few weeks, I just think about how much I love you and how I want to grow old with you and how there'll come a day where we'd have to say goodbye, and I don't know what I'd do until I found you again.
That's what you've been feeling? What, you couldn't tell me? I love you so much.
I love you too. I really do. I do.
Another satisfied couple with the help of God and myself working together. Now, Jezebel, I feel like because Ahab has opened up to you so much and bore his feelings for you, that you should really submit to him and put his feelings and thoughts into consideration.
I'll call Delilah and cancel the nail appointment. Anything to make you happy.